Hey everybody!
Happy Friday! Letters to a new church.
Well,
Well,
here we are today, Friday, May 29th, and we are rounding out this week on our core team commitment number 4, which can be summarized as,
give,
so let's review. Number 1,
pray,
number 2,
serve,
number 3,
gather,
number 4.
give.
So that's where we are. And so we've been giving some background and some reasoning behind.
Some background. Sorry, threw you off there.
On why that's important, on why that matters, on why that's something we do together, on why that's something we contribute toward the local church, this one specifically. And so we want to talk to you about that one more time today before we turn the corner.
Okay, to do so, I want to recall with you a story you may be familiar with. It's the oldie but a goodie where Jesus feeds the 5,000. Now, let me set the stage. Jesus is teaching on a mountainside. He's been there nearly all day. There's a huge crowd. 5,000 was just the men, but there was women and children, so it probably numbered over 10,000 people. The disciples come to Jesus and they're like, dude, it's getting late, and you need to send these people off so they can get some food. And Jesus says, you feed them. And I just love this because Jesus is not overly concerned with keeping you from feeling anxious about the nature of the assignments he gives us, right? So if you're the disciples, you're like, that's preposterous. What do you mean we feed them? How offensive. But Jesus is fully comfortable letting that just land with a thud as they tried to figure out how this was going to work. And this was a lesson they would never forget for the rest of life. But they're like, we're not chefs. There's no farmer's market. What are we going to do? So they're perplexed. Jesus says, why don't you walk amongst the crowd and gather what is available? And so they walk amongst the crowd, 10,000 strong, come back with...
just not much. A couple fish sticks, a couple loaves of bread.
5 loaves and 2 fish from one kid. I love that it's from one individual who's identified as a kid. Because, of course, only a kid would share 5 loaves and 2 fish when there's a crowd 10,000 strong that needs to be fed. Because the mindset for most adults is every man for himself. If you didn't think to bring something, well, that's on you. And I'm not going to take the little I have and have even less for you yahoos. But kids are like, I have some to share. And so they bring it down to Jesus. This had to be a joke. When you looked at the food, to the crowd, to the food, it's like, when you open up your change component in the car, trying to get something at Starbucks, and there's just 17 cents. Jesus prays for the food, blesses it, breaks it, and starts to distribute it. The whole hillside is fed, along with what was left over of one basket per 12 of the disciples.
Woo boy.
And what I love is they each had their own takeaway, proof of what meager resources in the hands of God himself are capable of producing and feeding when God's in control, when God's in the mix. And so it's a profound story about giving. Because it wasn't about the amount given, it was about the heart given and who you were giving to. And I love to think sometimes we feel bad about givers, or we worry about if we have enough to give for it to make a difference. Does it even matter? And should we do that whole every man for himself? No. Let this kid be all of our example. Because should you pity the kid who had less lunch because he shared by giving to Jesus in his mission? No. Imagine this kid 70 years later, 80 years old, around a campfire. That experience had to have defined his life and given him joy, birthed a generous spirit in his heart, and given him faith that nothing truly is impossible with God. And he got to tell that story to kids and to grandkids and to great-grandkids, testifying to the fact that nothing is impossible. And that take whatever you have and give it to God and watch what he can do. So that's our invitation to you to join us here and now. What does this practically entail?
So, if you can say yes to this core team commitment, it means that you are saying yes to practicing and prioritizing regular giving to Fox Island Alliance Church. So can you say yes to that? Can you regularly give financially to the mission and vision being accomplished in this church here and now as we trust the Lord to do a new work in and among us? If you can say yes to this, consider 4 ways you can walk it out. There's 4 ways. So the first is that you say, I will regularly give a certain amount. And the second way is to say, I will regularly give this percentage. The third way is to say, I will regularly tithe, which is 10%. And the fourth way is saying, I will regularly give above that amount, 15, 20, 30%. So we need you. We want you. We want to partner together to see this mission accomplished. We can't do it on our own. We're definitely in. And we're inviting you, those we love and believe in, those who we know God has called to be part of this covenant community, to walk it out together by saying yes to core team commitment 4, give.
So, join with us. We hope you will.
Yes.
That our community would be marked by stewardship
Yeah.
and generosity, and to witness what Jesus will do through that, both here and around the world.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We love you guys so much.
That's it for today.
Yeah, we are going to see you on Sunday morning for Zoom Church. So,
Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
See you Sunday.
Bye.